Okay, let's talk. I just got done with my lunch. It's my napkin. Let's talk Camp I Belong Here. I want to talk about the naming of it because I originally called it adult camp because it was going to have this great vibe of like being at camp again, but for adults. So, all the things we love about camp, getting to be around the fire, having a little bit of camp competition, meeting new friends, and um, being challenged in different ways. And then also, um, another name I was thinking about was Misfit Camp or Camp Misfits. And a friend of mine was like, tell me about that. And I was like, I want somewhere for all the people who feel like they don't fit in, they don't belong, because maybe they've had a deconstruction process and they don't know where their faith is at anymore. And maybe God looked a certain way for a long time and now they've figured out he's not who they thought he was. And they're just on the fringe. And there's questions that they have that they feel like they can't go to anyone about. Even like, those who have deconstructed, sometimes you can't even go to them because they want you to deconstruct the way they did. And those who are still in the church can't handle the deconstruction questions because they're afraid of you walking away from the Lord completely. And so I've been thinking about the spectrum of that, and I wanted to create a place where you could belong. And so a friend of mine said, misfit is kind of a negative. Like, instead of coming from a negative, what do you want them to feel when they're at camp? And I said, I want them to feel like they belong. And she said, okay. And, I just went with it. Camp I Belong Here. And that is why it's named that. You belong here no matter your questions. You belong here no matter what you're going through. You belong here if you believe in God, and you belong here if you don't anymore. You belong here. And I think another thing is like, can we create a space where someone who doesn't want to believe in God anymore and someone who does can coexist and love each other and not agree? Yes, we can. Yes. Love. Agreement is not a requirement of love. Agreement is not a requirement of belonging. And so I want people to come and experience that and build culture with me. I am a really good friend. That is something that a lot of people say about me, and I want to be friends with you over these 3 days and help you feel the genuineness of that and get to be exactly where you're at. Nowhere else. And Paul feels the same way. He said, I am just coming to serve. And the reason why I asked Paul to come was because he could handle any questions, and he doesn't feel like he has to have an answer either. So he can sit with you in the confusion or in the struggle of it. And even if he doesn't have an answer, he could be someone who doesn't need to fix you. I don't need to fix you. We're having Justin Stumbaugh come. He doesn't need to fix you. So if this sounds good to you, I want you to join us. So early bird, I'm going to extend it for another couple weeks. I haven't been feeling well, so I haven't been on top of my game with some of this. But I'm willing to work with anybody. So if you're struggling, I'm not saying I'm going to give you a discount that, beyond the early bird price. But if my payment plans that are currently set up are a struggle for you, reach out. Just reach out. We can create a new payment plan for you. I want you there. If you feel like you're supposed to be there, I want you there. Okay.